been called fag. And
so what you say about somebody else, you know, anybody else, reveals you.
It's only a name, and I wish I could, like, say sticks and stones and break my bones. But it was very hurtful. It's hurtful to be called, to be demeaned by someone who is supposed to be your brother or your sister.
What I think of you as being is dictated by my own necessities, my own psychology, my own fears.
You know? It was like a nigger calling another nigger a faggot. What's the point?
I've always known, I had to know by the time I was 17 years old. What you were describing was not me, and what you were afraid of was not me.
You know, I don't attempt to speak for the whole community, just for those, you know, who I deal with. And it would be best if you stay away from the community. It would be best.
What you were describing was not me, and what you were afraid of was not me.
In both Giovanni's Room and Another Country, Baldwin explores the way in which misogyny is a reflection of self-hatred both queer and straight men can carry. Baldwin also gives voice to precarious positions women of color endure and often don't survive. In a conversation with Arjun Lord, he says, "We are behind the gates of a kingdom which is determined to destroy us." He agrees with her when she expresses the fact that we are knee-jerk on sexuality and knee-jerk on gender. He says, "I don't know quite what to do about it, but I agree with you, and I understand exactly what you mean. You're quite right. We get confused with genders," he goes on to say. "Part of the horror of being a black American is being trapped into being an imitation of an imitation." I wrote a poem there at the Shakespeare, wondering if Baldwin stood at my back. He would also invite Lorraine to see how far we came and how much still hasn't changed.
It has to do with one's... Your sense of reality is, what your system of reality is. The other deeper element of a certain awkwardness I feel has to do with one's point of view. I have to put it that way. One's sense, one's system of reality.
It is impossible, in my judgment, to deal with the indictment of Mr. Baldwin unless one is prepared to deal with him as a white man. Unless one is prepared to say to him, the fact that your skin is black is utterly irrelevant to the arguments that you make.
It has to do with one's point of view. What your system of reality is.
Our entire civilization, the only thing that the white man has that the Negro should want, he said, is power.
On assumptions which we hold so deeply as to be scarcely aware of them.
White man.
Your system of reality is.
That the white man has that the Negro should want, he said.
Your sense of reality is.
That is power.
It depends on assumption.
The Negro should want, he said.
Your system of reality is.
That the white man has.
It depends on assumption. It depends on assumptions which we hold so deeply as to be scarcely aware of them.
James Baldwin was futuristic in his vision. Now back to wherever home one arrives when one leaves the earthly body, he becomes the stuff of legend and enters the realms of myth. He understood that the unraveling and facing of the others which live in the terrain of interiority frees up space and way to alternative futures? Freedom lies here. Our future is indeed here.
It has to do with one's point of view. What your system of reality is.